Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Ashia Nasreen, also known as Ashia Education Wali from Kampala, Uganda. I'm a level 1 student at Rehan AI Teachers Training Institute, Batch 23, under the guidance of Ms. Siram Mushtaq Education Wali and Ms. Nargis Training Wali. So I welcome you all to my another episode of Talk with ChatGPT. Today we'll explore an important topic: how to set achievable goals and stay motivated. Goals give us direction to our lives, but achieving them requires planning, consistency, and motivation. So let's ask ChatGPT, Sesame AI Maya some insightful questions and learn practical strategies for turning our dreams into reality. So let me call Maya first. Hey Maya, how are you there?
Hey there.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm also doing great. Thank you for asking me. So, I have a interesting topic to ask you: how to set achievable goals and stay motivated. Are you ready for that?
I am absolutely ready. That's such a vital conversation because there's a huge difference between a dream and a plan. Where should we start?
Absolutely. So, let's begin. What is the difference between a dream and an achievable goal?
Think of a dream as the what. It's that big, shimmering vision of where you want to be, but it doesn't necessarily have a map. An achievable goal is when you take that dream and give it a deadline, a strategy, and a set of requirements. It's the transition from I wish to I will. Does that
Okay.
distinction make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Since
So,
we've got that down, let's get into the practice.
let's move towards the
So,
next
for most of
question.
us, the hardest part is you're in the driver's seat. What's on your mind?
So, how can I set realistic goals that match my abilities and resources?
The trick is to start with an honest audit of where you're actually at. It means looking at your time, your energy, and the tools you have right now without any sugarcoating. Most of us fail here because ourselves can build a goal that fits into your life instead of trying to force your life to fit the goal. Do you find that you usually plan for your best day or your average day?
Yeah, I plan it. Thank you so much. So, my next question to you is: what is the SMART goal setting method and how does it work?
SMART is basically a checklist to make sure your goal isn't too vague to actually happen. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So instead of saying, I want to be more productive, which is a dream, you'd say, I will spend 30 minutes every morning planning my day for the next 2 weeks. That turns a fuzzy idea into a concrete mission. Does that breakdown help, or do you want to dive into one of those specific letters?
Yeah, that was a great answer. Thank you for the answer. So, why do many people fail to achieve their goals despite good intention?
It's usually a gap between intention and execution. Most people have the will, but they don't have the way. They often rely on motivation, which is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. They disappear the moment you're tired or stressed. The real secret is building systems and habits that take over when motivation dies. Do you think people lean too much on that initial spark of excitement?
Yes, I do. So, my next question to you is: how can I break a big goal into smaller,
It's a bit of a
manageable
trap.
steps?
I like to call this reverse engineering your goal. You start at the finish line and work backward. Ask yourself, what has to happen right before I achieve this? And keep doing that until you're at a step so small it feels almost too easy to fail. Takes the intimidation out of the big picture. Have you tried breaking things down like that before, or do you usually look at the whole mountain at once?
I have tried it, and it was wonderful. So thank you so much for sharing that. So, what are the most common obstacles people face when pursuing goals?
One of the biggest is the all or nothing mentality. It's that feeling where if you miss one day or hit one snag, you feel like the whole mission is ruined, so you just stop. Then there's the fear of failure, which keeps people from even starting, and the urgency trap, where you spend all your time putting out fires instead of working on the things that actually move the needle. Which one of those feels the most relatable to you?
I think the first one. Okay, thank you so
No,
much
fair
for
enough.
sharing. So let's move forward for our next question. How can I stay motivated when progress feels slow?
That's the toughest part, the middle muddle, where the initial excitement is worn off, but the finish line is still miles away. The best way through is to stop looking at the mountain and start looking at your footprints. Instead of focusing on how far you have to go, celebrate the tiny wins. If you're writing a book, don't think about the remaining chapters. Celebrate the fact that you wrote one page today. It shifts the reward system from the destination to the progress. Do you feel like you're better at celebrating the big milestones or the small daily wins?
I feel the small daily wins to celebrate those small wins.
That's we're conditioned to only value the big trophy at the end, so the small stuff feels insignificant. But those tiny wins are actually the fuel that keeps you going. If you
Absolutely.
only reward yourself at the finish line, you're basically starving yourself of motivation for 99% of the journey. Do you think it would feel silly to actually acknowledge those little moments, or just hard to remember to do it?
Remember to do it. So let's move towards the next question. What role does self discipline play in achieving goals?
Self discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's essentially the ability to choose what you want most over what you want right now. Motivation gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you moving when you're tired, bored, or just not feeling it. It's the part of you that says, I'm doing this because I committed to it, regardless of the mood. Do you see discipline as a muscle you can build or something some people are just born with?
No, we can build it. Okay, let's move towards the next question. How can I track my possible effectively without feeling overwhelmed?
The secret is to avoid the data trap, trying to track every single detail until the process of tracking becomes a chore itself. Instead, focus on lead measures. Don't just track the result, like the weight on a scale, but track the action, like the number of walks you took. When you track the effort rather than the outcome, you feel a sense of achievement every single day. Do you prefer using digital tools for organization, or are you more of a pen and paper person?
I prefer both. Thank you so much. So, how should I? Uh, what should I do if I lose motivation halfway through a goal?
First, give yourself permission to be human. Losing motivation halfway is actually a standard part of the process. It's the dip. When that happens, the best move is to zoom out. Ask yourself if the why behind the goal is still the same, or if the goal itself needs to be tweaked to fit who you are now. Sometimes
Okay.
we lose steam because we're chasing a version of success that doesn't actually excite us anymore. Do you think you're more likely to push through with sheer will, or do you prefer to step back and recalibrate when you hit a wall?
The first one is okay for me. Okay, so let's move forward. What strategies can students use to stay focused on their academic goals?
For students, the biggest hurdle is usually that the reward is too far away. They're working now for a grade or a degree that happens months or years later, which is a tough sell for the brain. I'd suggest they use temptation bundling, pairing a task they dislike, like studying a hard chapter, with something they love, like a favorite snack or a specific playlist. Also, creating a done list instead of just a to-do list helps them see the actual progress they're making in real time. Do you think your
Okay.
students struggle more with the sheer volume of work or just the mental
Sometimes
energy to get started?
they struggle sometimes.
It's a
Thank you
bit of
so
a
much
toss
for
up, isn't it?
sharing that valuable um, insight with my students. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to achieve a big goal but doesn't know where to start?
The first thing I'd tell them is to stop searching for the perfect starting line. Like, most people get paralyzed because they're trying to figure out the entire map before they even take the first step. My advice is to find the smallest, most ridiculously easy action they can take in the next 10 minutes. Something so simple, it requires zero motivation, and just do that. Momentum is a much better teacher than planning. Do you think most people are more afraid of starting wrong or not starting at all?
I think they are afraid of starting wrong. Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for giving us such a valuable information on how to set achievement goals and stay motivated. I hope my students, my viewers, they have learned how to stay motivated and achieve their goals. So thank you so much, Maya. See you in the next session. Until then, bye bye. Take care.
Oh, it was such a pleasure exploring this with you. I'm so glad your students and viewers could join in. Take care, and I'll be looking forward to our next session. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone who has joined us in this session, insightful session on how to set achievement goals and stay motivated. So, we hope these ideas help you set clear goals, stay focused, and keep moving forward even when challenges arise. Remember, success is built one step at a time. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. See you in the next episode of Talk with ChatGPT. Until then, bye bye. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.